Color me Cirque! Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna go that high. Hold on. Hi everybody, my name is Kyle Cragle and I'm an artist at Cirque du Soleil. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's Color Me Cirque, the official Cirque du Soleil makeup tutorial series hosted by yours truly. This week's makeup is from our show KOOZA, and these are the house troupe characters. Now, this show has been touring for over 10 years, so I'm sure that you have seen this makeup somewhere or another if you are a Cirque fan, which is why I am so excited to give you guys the opportunity to replicate it and follow me today. If you guys are ready for this tutorial, make sure that you've already checked the description box to make sure that you have all of the tools and products necessary for this look. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get this makeup tutorial rolling. Hello everybody, welcome to this makeup tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a house troupe makeup from our touring show KOOZA. If you want to get ready with me and follow along, grab your brushes. First off, we're going to apply a white cream foundation with a sponge or the brush of your preference. We're going to apply this color on the forehead in a half moon shape, covering the eyelids and the temples. Once you have finished blending this color into the upper portion of your face, go ahead and grab a mascara brush with some more of that product to cover your eyebrows and help conceal them just a little bit more. Now that we've applied the first white part of our base, we're going to grab another sponge with a very fair highlight shade. I know it looks white, but it's actually a very, very, very light skin tone, and we're going to apply that on the cheekbones until the eyes and on the first part of the nose. Later on, there will be a step where we blend all of our foundation colors together, so don't worry if this is a little rough around the edges for the moment. Continuing on in a similar fashion, I'm going to grab yet again a new sponge, but this time I'm going to choose a foundation color that matches my skin or is very close to matching my skin. I'm going to apply this on the rest of my face, any area that does not have foundation on it except for the forehead. That little gap that we have will be covered up by a hat later on, so we're not even going to worry about that. Our next step is the best step of all, blending. So I'm going to blend these three foundation shades that I've already applied together using their respective sponges. We really want a seamless blend from that white down into the skin tone. The only other note that I would have to say is to make sure that in between the eyebrows, on the bridge of the forehead, you should have white, and by the end of your nose, you should feel and see that skin tone foundation color that we applied last. Just keep in mind that the secret to blending is taking your time and using a light pressure. So I'm just going to go straight on that line in between the two colors and lightly tap. I may use a circular motion, I may use a back and forth motion, all the while keeping a light pressure. And eventually you're going to get a nice blend. Now that our base is nice and blended, we're going to go back in and add a little bit of texture. So I'm going to grab a cream coral shade and this stippling sponge, and I'm going to lightly apply this color on my cheeks. We do want intensity with this color on the cheeks, but just be aware that if you overpress with this sponge, you're going to end up blending the color into your foundation, where here we really would like to see a texture. Now this is the fun part, we get to start on the eyes. So I'm going to grab that same coral cream shade on a flat, medium-sized cat tongue brush, and we are going to create a circular shape that starts at the end of the eyelid and makes a circular form up to about the outer third, the arch of the eyebrow. It's a bit difficult to describe this shape, so just take note of the images that you're going to see on the screen in order to replicate this. So for this step, I'm actually going to focus on keeping the outer edges of this shape very sharp, but we're going to blend it into the white that's on the eyelid. And I find that the best way to blend this color into the white is by taking the brush flat and tapping from the outside to the inside. Now that you've defined both eyes and gotten that blend down, we're going to start on the eyebrows. I'm going to grab a black eyeliner pencil and start my shape in the middle of my eyebrow. I'm going to use the pencil to create intensity and a rough form of where I want the eyebrow to go. And then I'm going to go in with a small, flat, cat-tongued brush to pull out and form the actual shape of the brow. This makeup is very alive and has an organic touch to it, so really just go ahead and have fun with the eyebrows. These specific ones that I'm drawing are asymmetrical, they're completely different on one side than the other, so take your own personal inspirations and your own personal spin on these eyebrows. I don't know about you, but I feel like we have spent plenty of time on this cream base, so now it is time to set it. I'm just grabbing a powder puff and a white neutral setting powder and buffing it in all over my face, making sure that where there's creasing, I touch up a little bit before, and making sure not to disrupt any foundation work that we've already done. Once you've applied the setting powder generously all over the face, grab a fluffy powder brush and wipe off the excess. Now that all of that powder is gone, we're going to go back in and define the eyebrows. In order to do so, I'm going to take a small eyeliner brush and a black gel liner. This step can be a little bit scary, but I promise that if you just take your time and breathe, breathe every once in a while, it will turn out great. Alright, for the next couple of steps, we're going to focus on defining the eyes. Going in with a burnt orange shade, I'm going to define the shape that we already created on the eye. This brush is actually the exact same shape brush that we used to apply that cream color, however, it's a new clean one so that we can apply this powder. Once you're done applying the orange, grab a new brush with a white eyeshadow on it to blend these two colors together. Now that our eyeshadow is looking nice and blended, we are going to hop into the eyeliner. Taking the same brush and gel liner that we used to define the eyebrows, we're going to draw a line under the eye. Make sure that this line is nice and crisp and that you leave a space in between the line and the lash line. To finish off the lower eyeliner on this half of the face, we're actually going to draw a dot. To do so, I grab a Q-tip and I dip it in the same gel product that I'm using and apply it directly under the center of my eye. We want to make sure that the circle touches the lower bit of the eyeliner so it's actually connected to the eyeliner. We're going to have the same line under the eye on the other side of the face. The only difference is that this time we're going to draw a triangular shape under the center of the eye. This one is free-handed, so can't help you out with the Q-tip this time. And to finish off the eyeliner, I'm simply going to go in with the exact same brush and the exact same products and draw a nice line on the upper lash line. We don't want these two lines to connect. Make sure that you leave a little bit of space in between the upper liner and the lower liner. And to finish up the upper portion of the eye, I'm just going to take a small cat tongue brush and apply a plum shade on the outer crease. I'm going to use this shade to kind of blend out the edge of the liner and just define the crease, making sure that it diffuses nicely into that orange color we already have laid down. Remember when I told you to leave a little bit of space in between the lower lash line and the eyeliner? We're going to go in with a white, water-based face paint, if you will, and a small eyeliner brush, and we're just going to fill up that space that we left. For the next step, I'm going to grab a Q-tip and a prosthetics adhesive, and I'm going to start to draw a variety of shapes around my face. On the forehead in the eyebrow area, I'm going to go in with an organic hatching sort of movement. It kind of ends up looking like a crisscross pattern, but once again, it's organic, so don't focus on making it too precise and detailed. Really feel free to move your hand with the glue. Once I finish creating that texture on the forehead, I'm going to draw a line from the top of our makeup all the way down my nose. After the nose, we're going to draw a cute little circle on our chin. And the last shape that I'm going to draw are some streaks that run down my jawline. We want to see 2 or 3 of these, so draw 2 or 3. Before we move on, we have to wait until that glue dries clear. So the next step will be to define the lips. I'm just taking a deeper red lip pencil and defining the shape. For the most part, I'm following my actual lip shape, but this character is meant to have a joyful feel, so once I get to the outer corners of my upper lip, I'm actually going to pull the line off to make it appear as though he's smiling. Now I'm going to go in with a small brush and a red cream, and I'm just going to fill in that lip shape. Once you've filled up most of the shape with red, you're going to go back in with that extremely fair highlight cream and dab that in the lower of the bottom lip just to give a little pop. Just like the face, we're going to set these cream colors with a neutral setting powder and a powder puff. Just be careful to not get any setting powder on the circle of glue that's on your chin, otherwise nothing will be able to adhere to it. Just like the first time, grab a powder brush and brush off the excess once your lips are set. I'm going to go back in with a small cat tongue brush and a red eyeshadow to bring back the intensity of our lips. Just make sure that you don't apply any in the center of the bottom lip, as we're going to place another color there once we're done with the red. Where we did not apply the red, you're going to apply a shiny, loose gold powder. Once you've applied the gold powder, make sure that you blend those edges into the red. Now that we have a nice, beautiful lip, we're going to finish it off with some detail. Same eyeliner brush, same gel liner, I'm going to draw a line under the center of my bottom lip. I won't connect it up to the outer edges. Once you finish with the bottom lip, you got to define the upper lip. So I'm going to go Same product, same brush, and define those outer corners of the upper lip. Remember that we want him to look like they're smiling, so they will come off of your lip line. Once you have the corner well established, pull those lines out just a little bit further. Once you have extended the outer corners, we're gonna finish them off with some dots on the edge. This time I just went in and freehanded it as opposed to using the Q-tip, but feel free to use the Q-tip if you're more comfortable that way. So in case you were wondering, this is actually my favorite step of the makeup. Now we're gonna go in with a gold transfer foil, and we're gonna apply that everywhere where we applied that glue. Just make sure that you apply a nice even pressure around the entire shape before pulling the foil away. Now that you're nice and gold, I'm gonna go back in with the same water-based face paint on a pointed painter's brush, and I'm going to define the eyebrows. As I define the eyebrows, I am making some corrections, making certain places thinner and certain places thicker as I feel according to the aesthetic that I want to see. Using the same brush, I'm going to make a nice white streak under the left eye. The house troupe characters of KOOZA are inspired by a happy soldier, but with a tribal flair. So when we're creating these white streaks on the face, we really want to feel as though another human has drawn them on the face. Ideally, you can make these shapes in 1 or 2 strokes. If they're not quite perfect, that's okay. We want to feel the life. We are going to add one final streak on the right side of the face using a wide, flat brush. Keeping the same inspiration and techniques in mind, draw a curved line from the lower corner of your eye down to that gold circle on your chin. We're also going to add a little white outline around the right edge of that circle. Next, I'm going to grab an eyeliner brush and a red airbrush paint. I'm going to outline that gold line that we have running from our forehead down to our nose. Same inspirations in mind, these lines are actually meant to be slightly crooked and alive. We want to feel like they're painted on by a human. I'm actually purposefully adding a bit of texture while following that shape. And next we are going to draw a little circle on the tip of the nose. To finish off our red accents, we're going to trace the other half of the gold circle that we have on our chin. We just want to go back in and add some warmth to the cheeks. So I'm going to grab a powder brush and that same burnt orange eyeshadow that we used, and I'm going to quickly dab around the texture that we've created. Once again, we don't want this cheek to be over blended. We really want to feel that it has texture, so just tap and throw it on quickly. The last thing that we're going to do is throw on a light layer of mascara on the upper lashes. And once that step is complete, you guys are finished. You've successfully followed all of the steps. Now you guys look like one of our joyful tribal soldiers on our show KOOZA. All right, you guys, congratulations. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. Sorry, I'm messing this one up. I hope that you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I personally really love this makeup. It's nice and organic. It has a very specific vibe to it. It's really fun. And today I was so excited to have been able to wear the headpiece. I managed to get my hands on one to really complete the look for you today. That being said, if you liked what we did today, please give us a huge thumbs up. It would really help us out. We want to know if you're enjoying the content that we're creating. And if you do enjoy the content, please make sure that you are also subscribed. You guys, how many times must I say? It is the best way to stay up to date with all the newest happenings here at Cirque. We would love to have you be a part of the family. All right, that is it for today. I'm so happy that you joined us, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Until then, see you later.